Bill, thanks so much. Well, while the Sorry Girls have definitely conquered social media with millions of followers looking to stretch decor dollars, they've also made two more fans lately in First Lady Jill Biden and Sophie Gregoire Trudeau.
How do you create a space that allows you and those around you to feel comfortable and recharged?
It's so important, I think, to create an environment that reflects a little bit of who you are.
Yeah.
I think of all the different five senses. So one of the things that I do is that I place a scented candle by the front door. So when people walk in, they immediately have like a positive, reaction because that smell sort of, soothes them.
Yes.
Now, that conversation is dropping on YouTube this morning. Joining us now to talk more about it, Kelsey McDermott and Rochelle Gracie from the Sorry Girls. Thanks, both of you, for being here this morning. That interview there, I mean, that's pretty remarkable to have that come together. You're telling me the Sorry Girls have been in existence for 13 years or so on YouTube. What was all that like, sitting down with Jill Biden and Sophie Gregoire Trudeau for like a 10-minute chat about decor and DIY?
Yeah, we have 10 minutes. The White House and the Prime Minister's office saw our channel on YouTube, and they wanted to talk to us about design meets well-being. I was so enjoyed by the conversation that we had.
Yeah, it went a lot more naturally than I thought it would.
Yeah.
So it was really, really cool to meet those ladies, for sure.
And they seem quite dialed into what you were talking about, right? Your ideas, and they're talking about the five senses and the decor and the tips and things like that. And that's kind of what you're doing. If people are unfamiliar with the Sorry Girls on YouTube, is beyond design and decor. It's thrifting. It's helping extend your dollars for decorating, things like that. What do you hope people get from this when these videos actually drop on YouTube at 9 o'clock this morning?
So we created a video with them. So we have the interview, and then we also have a little mini makeover moment to kind of round things out. And we really took a look at where design meets well-being. So how design around you affects how you feel, how you can recharge, how you can relax. And they know a lot about that. They live busy lives, stressful lives, and they have to create a home, and they have to create a home in a historic building at that.
Right. And to entertain heads of state, world leaders, other people, right? There's a lot of pressure, I would suppose, on them.
100%, yeah. But
what did you take out of that, Rochelle, when you were there, and afterwards? What did you sort of reflect on after that conversation?
I loved it when Dr. Jill Biden talked about the five senses. I hadn't really thought about it in that perspective, but it was really cool to think that it was such like a whole body experience to be in the environment that you're in and how it can affect you. So I thought that was really interesting.
Excellent. So, Kelsey, let's talk about the Sorry Girls in general and the kind of videos that you're putting out here, because clearly you've got an enormous following. Really fun and informative ways of sort of sharing with people ideas about DIY and thrifting. What do you think it is about the moment we're in right now that makes the videos that you guys are putting out so relevant?
Well, we were talking about, saving money. I know previously we were talking even on this channel today, talking about sustainability and packaging. So we are trying to take design and do it from the perspective of a sustainable way. Like, how can we thrift? How can we upcycle what we already have? How can we not spend thousands of dollars to make our space feel like home and feel relaxing? And coming out of the last couple of years, it was important then, and it's still important now. Is
thrifting easy, Rochelle, or is there a real skill to it?
There's definitely a skill to it. I know Kelsey had done a video about thrifting tips that was really, really helpful, but it's nice that it's become more popular and more prevalent, and that there's the secondhand marketplace online sites and things like that make it a lot easier to find those really specific pieces that you're looking for.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to mention too, is the whole Facebook marketplace and all that, right? That's exploded. Why do you love it so much?
Well, before you used that, it was the thrill of the hunt, and we still get that by walking into a retail store, retail thrift store. But online, we, especially with what we do, we're we need this very specific item for this makeover that's happening next week, and we can look it up, and we have multiple options throughout, the GTA, and we can source it down, save money, and buy something that's already secondhand. It's not new materials.
And Rochelle, I really enjoyed some of the DIY segments as well, where you're sort of putting things together or refinishing things like that. Well, how fun is it making those segments? What's that like?
It's an incredible amount of fun. It's actually something that I really love to do, and I was actually a fan of the Sorry Girls YouTube channel before I got to join the team. So it's definitely one of my passions to be able to build things and put things together with these ladies.
It's kind of a dream job. Not
know,
speaking for Rochelle, but it's a dream job for me, and I think it's a perfect fit.
Well, I'm sure it is, and that's what I wanted to get into, Kelsey, is, Rochelle joined you about a year and a half ago as a sort of fan, now working with you. What's the engagement like with your audience? What kind of feedback do you get from them?
Yeah, I mean, we're so lucky. Becky and I started it together as a duo in college, and we've slowly grown our team, both outside of, on camera as well as on camera with Rochelle and Rachel as well. And just the feedback, it feels great that we can grow our company, and it doesn't have to rely on just Becky and I, having Rochelle with me and being able to just work together as a team of women is really beautiful.
And Rochelle, so I suppose you're a part of the team now. This is only going to get bigger and better. Is that the idea?
I mean, I certainly hope so, but I don't know how much bigger it can get at this point.
Yeah, we're doing live TV this morning, and I was like, Rochelle, this is nothing compared to meeting Dr. Jill Biden and Madame Sophie
nothing, really?
No,
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Those stress levels were high. They were high. We did not.
Exactly.
We were going with the FLOTUS.
I get it. I totally get it. Okay, Kelsey, Rochelle, thanks so much for being here. The Sorry Girls, check them out on YouTube. It's really wonderful content. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Not quite the first lady in the Sophie Burger Trio, but nevertheless, Eden, that's over to you.
Going with the FLOTUS, I like that. Well, we're